जोरदार तालियां.
Shivam, have a seat. So today in this session, we are going to speak what is meditation, what are its benefits, what are the different techniques of meditation, and how we can start doing meditation, and what are the requirements to meditate. So firstly, what is meditation? Meditation is a training of the mind, just like fitness is a training of the body. It is the delicate art of doing nothing. Meditation comes from the word meditatum, which in Latin means to ponder or to concentrate. In Sanskrit, meditation is called dhyan, where dhi means the mind and yan means to let go. Now meditation finds, the first meditation you find in the Upanishads, and then you find in all the religious texts, whether it is in Buddhism, Sikhism, Jainism, Hinduism, there is a lot of reference to meditation. So you will find its reference in all the religious texts. And what do you exactly do in meditation? You use some technique to be mindful or to focus your mind on an object, thought or activity. Right? You use some technique to be mindful or to focus your mind on some thought, object or activity. And by doing this, you naturally settle into a state where you are physically more stable, you are mentally more clear, and you are emotionally more calm. So basically, this is how, there are many ways to meditate, but basically you do mindfulness or you do focus so that you can come to the state where you are more calm. Now the benefits of meditation. See, relaxation and peace is not the goal of meditation, it is a side effect of meditation. जब आप meditation करते हो आपको naturally peace मिलता है, relaxation मिलता है. Right? And the benefits of meditation are manifold. Number one, you get a very calm and composed demeanor. You have less anxiety and less stress. You are able to connect with others and feel part of others. You don't feel alone. With meditation, you are able to take out your inner talents and potential because you become more self-aware. Today what you do, you go to astrologers and ask, please Pandit, tell me what I should be doing to get success. He will do some mumbo jumbo and tell you one story and you will waste so many years trying to do that. The answer is inside you, it's not in your birth chart. So when you connect with yourself, you will know what makes me feel more relaxed, what makes me feel more joyful, and that is what you are supposed to do. With meditation, you are able to connect to that source of power within you, because of which you know what is your value in this world. You are able to feel more happy and you are able to feel more love for the world. Your communication improves because of meditation. And the most beautiful part of meditation is you are able to stand apart from the drama of life. If you are a part of the problem, you cannot find a solution. So people who meditate, they are able to find a very good response or a very intelligent solutions to problems. And definitely people who meditate, they attract luck. In Buddhism, meditation benefits are all related to liberation. Because you are able to liberate the mind from attachments, from situations which are actually beyond your control. Either they are external situations or they are internal emotions. And with this liberated mind, you start awakening. And you are no longer a victim of needless desires. And unnecessary, you are not a slave to things that you really don't need to experience. And people who start meditating for the first time, they feel so much of joy which they cannot actually express. And then what happens, people start noticing them because people feel some kind of attraction energy in them. So they start attracting more friends, more support system. But what is the purpose of meditation? The purpose of meditation finally is self-realization. Actually, it is the path that puts you towards realizing your pure self, which is beyond attachments and beyond aversion. Today, what is the cause of suffering in this world? I will like to say the words of Buddha. The cause of suffering is 5. You have got 5 reasons because of which people are suffering. First is avidya. They don't know what is this life all about, why you are born. Second is asmita. Asmita means ego. You have so much of I. Second is attachments, moha. You are so attached to things, so you are suffering. Whatever causes you, happiness is going to cause you pain. So it is the attachment which is the cause of suffering, which is called rag. Next is dvesh. There are so many things you don't like, so you are running away from them, right? And next is abhinivesh, means you don't want to be destroyed. You have so much will to live, you have a fear of dying. And these are called 5 klesh. Because of this, you are suffering. Buddha wanted to know that why the world is suffering. So he went into deep meditation for years. And finally, one day he realized. He was so shocked. He didn't know how to tell people. He was quiet for many days. Finally, whatever you realize, you have to share. So he came out and said that there are 4 noble truths. The first is Jivan Dukkham. Means if you are in this world, you are actually suffering. Today people feel, I am suffering, but he is not suffering. Oh, maybe he is not suffering because he has more wealth. He has got a good body. He has got a good business. He has got love in his life, so he is not suffering. Right? And so what happens? He starts running for those things. That one day I'll be wealthy, one day my children will do very well, one day I'll be a house and I will be happy. So everyone is running thinking that I am sad, but he is happy. Please understand, if you are alive, you are suffering. And second truth, he said, the reason of suffering is ignorance. You don't know what is life all about. Like suppose you are playing a football match and you forget that it is a match. And then what happens? You start getting worried because of everything, what you want in the match and what you don't want in the match. You start thinking, oh, he hit me, he bypassed me, he did not allow me to take a goal, he took a goal before me. But because you know it's a game, you don't suffer. So the reason of suffering is these klesh. You don't even know what is life. And third thing he said, don't worry. There is a way out of it. And the fourth he said that there is an eightfold path which you have to follow, because of which you can come out of life itself. Understand one thing, life is compared to a lotus with blooms in dirty water. And what is the dirty water here? The zindagi, the life that you see. You have to become a lotus in that pond, where the stem of the lotus is in the pond because it is getting its nutrition from there. But the lotus is looking upwards towards God, towards itself, its higher self. So, as per Buddhism, the purpose of meditation is to reach that state of mukti or nirvana, where you are not distracted by this world, but you are connected to your own true nature. So, every religion, ultimately talks about the purpose of meditation as mukti. Advaita Vedanta, which was advocated by Adi Shankaracharya, it talks about, meditation as the tool to connect to your true Atman, which is the Brahman. Advaita means there is no second. And Advaita Vedanta thinks that the soul is illusionary and the real self is the Brahman. So through meditation practices, you realize the illusion and you drop it. Shankaracharya advocated a philosophy of neti neti, that I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. Because how can you realize the infinite? You can't say if infinite is this, whole life will be spent in this, years and years, ages and ages. So what neti neti advocates is you just negate, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. That is finite. Because of this, you will reach who you are. In the Dvaita Vedanta or the Sankhya philosophy, they say that the self is the Purush. But he is total unchanging. He is not disturbed by Prakriti, the material dynamic nature. So the purpose for everybody is one. Today, meditation is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Because of meditation, you can come out of the pain of this life, the mental pain, the emotional pain, and the physical illnesses. You are able to deal with this stressful world. You can come out of depression, you can come out of anxiety. You can find the true meaning of life because of meditation. And what about meditation for beginners? Meditation is not a rocket science. It is as easy as exhaling and inhaling air. You don't have to leave your house and go on the mountains. It's a very dynamic technique which you can incorporate in your daily life. Daily you have to take out time, just like you take out time for your gym, right? You take out time for your hobbies, you have to take out time for meditation. And because of meditation, you can deal with this world in a better manner without taking stress and finding solutions and actually finding success in this world. Now to understand that how meditation actually works, okay? Now I am going to give you a very practical example how meditation actually works. Okay? You are actually made up of two consciousness. One is the mind and one is the heart. Which one are you? You are the mind or you are the heart? Actually, we are only the heart. Okay? So, and the mind is actually a tool for you to realize yourself. It is just like a pen is a tool for you to write. What if the pen develops an identity of its own and it starts thinking, I am writing? It doesn't see the hand holding the pen. So understand, the mind is nothing but a tool, but this tool has to be trained. The ego of the mind has to be shattered. The mind has to surrender, and then you can connect to the heart. If I tell you in simple words, the mind is the moon, right, and the heart is the sun. Does the moon have any existence which is independent of the sun? No, right? The moon is nothing because of the moon is actually nothing by itself. It only reflects the light of the sun. Otherwise, it has got no identity, no presence. The moon is the mind. It is the ignorant mind which has come to train, which has come to realize itself. It is the Atman. It is the illusion. So the moon is the illusionary self, and the moon or the mind in you has to be trained to realize who is the boss. And then the moon has to surrender, and once its existence is dissolved, the sun starts reflecting in the moon and self-realization happens. In our chakra language, the moon is the Swadhisthana chakra, the sun is the Manipura chakra. Right? So the self, which is the moon, it has to ultimately reflect, its higher self, which is the sun. Moon is basically, the mind is basically composed of 4 parts. So the mind has got 4 parts. Manas, Chitta, Buddhi and Ahamkar. Okay? The mind system is made up of 4 parts. Now Manas is called the lower mind, and it is connected to the senses. How many senses do we have? 5, but actually in spiritual language we have 10 senses. We have 5 Karmendri and 5 Gyanendri. Means 5 senses of action and 5 senses which are receptors. We have got the smell, taste, sight, touch here. And then we have got initiation, creation, action, grasping and speaking. So Manas is the lower mind which is connected to all the senses. Manas ka jo nature hai na, whatever speaks the loudest, it will go there. Right? Whichever Indri talks the loudest, it will go there. And Manas is nothing but Manus, Manushya. You are Manas. We all are Manas, Manushya. Then we have got Chitta. What is Chitta? Chit you can say like a album, which has got everything that has happened with you till date, and it also has got a picture of everything that you want to happen. It contains your whole memory bank is Chitta. Your software is your Chitta. Okay? Then it has got Ahamkar. Ahamkar means I-ness. I am this. I am this person, this one's son, this one's husband, this employee. I've got this. It's all Ahamkar. And then it has Buddhi. Buddhi means true intelligence. Now what happens, whatever happens in your life, you store it in Chitta. But what happens in your life, because of Ahamkar, you take things too personally. ये मेरे साथ हुआ है, it's happened with me. Now because of that, your Chitta is not like normal photograph. It is like colored. Impressions are there in the Chitta. Something like, suppose you are in your car and you see an accident. What will happen? You'll say, oh, okay. And then you'll just talk to your friend. Hello, hi. It becomes an incident for you. But if the same thing happened with someone you knew, right? You will be so afraid, you will panic, you'll think, yeah, what is destiny? What did she do? Why life is so cruel? Why I have to go through this? Now you start taking it personally. So when something affects you, your photograph is colored. Today the biggest problem is whatever memories you have got, most of the memories are very colored. Why my parents are like this? Why I was born in such a family? Why this happened with me? Why I got this education? Why I did not study well? Why I did not get the kind of job I should have got? Why this person is behaving like this towards me? Why this is happening with me? Things that happened with me were not what they should happen. So everywhere you have got your definitions that why all this happened. You're not watching it like a movie. It is heavily colored. And from all these colors, one personality has come out, which is the ahamkar, which is I. And that's why you react. You have got either dvesh or you have got rag because of that personality. You will be connected to ego, right? And whatever the ego says, the manas will go and do that. You will not be able to access your buddhi because you are affected. That is why the first sutra of Patanjali Yog Sutra, which is a very important text, is Yogas Chitta Ritti Nirodha. Yog is total restraining the modifications of the chitta. And next sutra is Tada Drashta Swarupe Avasthanam. Only then the drishta, the seer, will settle in his true nature. You cannot connect to your true nature because you are affected with the impressions which are called rittis. Like if I give a simple example of ritti. Suppose you go to one country and you eat one sweet for the first time. Okay. Now, when you eat it, you really like the taste. Oh wow, it's very good. You ask the name, what is the name? They'll say, oh, it's baklava. You've never eaten before. But you'll say, my God, it's so good and all that. Now what has happened? You have formed an impression, baklava is very good. You've developed an impression, a lust for it. So what will happen? Next time when you're going out, a little hunger strikes and you'll say, I want baklava. Right now a ritti has formed. Now when you come back to India, you will tell your friend, please here, get baklava for me, I want baklava. Before that you didn't even know what was. Another example, suppose you meet a person and you trust the person, but after some time you see that the person has betrayed you. Right? You become so traumatized that you just start asking, why this happened with me? Right? You are not taking it that the situation happened because life wants to awaken me. You don't want to learn about what is the lesson behind it. You don't want to become more aware because of it, become more strong or become more powerful or become more forgiving. You start taking personally that why a person I trusted betrayed me. Now what happens? You close your heart. I cannot trust. I can't trust. Now every time a person comes and he tries to come closer, you are like this. No, I can't trust. A ritti has happened. And these are the kind of beliefs that has actually clouded your whole chitta. It's like a whole cloud of web in your chitta. And all the clouds are the thoughts that keep on coming into your mind. The more you are fearful, the more are the clouds. Every single thought in your mind is a cloud. And the more and more you meditate and you clear the thoughts, the cloud will start going. A person who is very ignorant, who is too much into the world, he will have a very high TPS. Because of that TPS, his longevity is also reduced. He will have wrinkles on his face. He will look old very fast. Right? His heart also, will have to, his heart will also beat faster and it will also become weak. And he will have a shorter life because of that. But the people who meditate, as they meditate, one cloud goes away. And such people have got a very lower TPS. their breathing rate is very low. Their respiration is low. They are more calm. They have a long life. Right? And you will see that those people always look young. There was a research carried out by Herbert Benson in 1970. He was from this Harvard Medical School. He found that the people who meditate, they have a drastic reduction in the sympathetic system. And they have got a lot of power, a lot of energy, a lot of command has been given to the parasympathetic system. Now, parasympathetic system is our natural system. And the sympathetic system is our adrenal system which responds to fight or flight. Right? So what happens is, because of this, these people's heart rate is low, BP is low, perspiration is low, and overall they have got a very general feeling of well-being. So, coming back to the functions of the mind, that the mind has got 4 parts: the manus, which is connected to all the senses, and it is one that listens to whoever is shouting the loudest. For example, I'll give you another basic example. Right? Now what happens is, today you're very hungry, you want to eat your lunch, okay, and get back to work. Now you have got your food, dal, roti, sabji, and you have got a box of baklava. Right? Now the moment you open and you see these things, what will you jump on? How many of you will think, let me eat my lunch first and then eat baklava? You will definitely jump to eat the 5-6 pieces of baklava, and then you can hardly eat your lunch. Because what happens? Your senses, they shouted, please, please eat me first, I want to be happy. Suppose you have been betrayed by people or attacked by people, right? Your senses will say, come on, I don't want to talk to this person, run. So you will listen to your sense first. Right? If you see that some people are not treating you well, your inner voice will say, I have to talk, I have to communicate, I have to understand, I have to transform the person. But your senses will say, no, shout at him, abuse him, show him what he has done to you. So you will do that first. And later you will say, my God, why I was angry. Every single emotion you display, right, it is because of the alignment of manas with the riddhi in the chit. Your pure nature is to be very calm, very joyful, very understanding, very knowing. It took me so many years of meditation to realize that anger is not our nature. Because I used to get very angry, and I used to think that if I don't get angry, I can't get my work done, or I can't make a person understand. But then every time I used to be angry, I used to feel upset also why I was angry. So it took me so many years to understand that anger is not our nature. Anger comes because of some vritti, or because we are not aligning to our true nature, we are behaving out of ahamkar. The Buddha, the realized one, is never angry. But that doesn't mean that he will sit and be beaten by the world. He will be so powerful, he will be so intelligent that he can find a solution to everything without getting angry. Even Durga, our Ma Durga, when she kills a demon, right, and she has got a trishul and she is killing, do you see hatred in her face? She is like a Ma and she is killing the demon. That I am killing you because I am standing for what is right, I am doing justice, not because I hate you. I am killing the demon in you, I am not destroying you. Right? So when you act out of your true nature, you could destroy somebody. You could kill his ego, right? You can do some action which is not in his favor, but your demeanor will be very calm. You will not be full of emotion. So what happens is, because of these 4 functions of mind, right, the manas is constantly listening to the ahamkar because of the ritis in the chitta. And because of that, it cannot listen to the buddhi. Today, till the person reaches a state of realization, he is listening to ahamkar. He is not listening to pure intelligence. That's why after all the things have happened, the whole drama has happened, you realize, my God, why didn't I do this? Because the emotions of the riti make you do needless actions, make you fall for desires and attachments and aversions which you really don't want, because you are not in your control, you are in the grip of the ahamkar. It is only through meditation you can extract yourself. You can extricate yourself from the ritis and you can connect to your pure self, which is pure intelligence. You are the Gyan Drishta, the knower and the seer. So your manas, which is so much entangled because of the ahamkar, you have to teach it one by one. That, see, this riti is wrong. This riti is wrong. See, no need of this riti. What you find something very tasty, or what you find something so attractive to look at, some smell which really intoxicates you, some sound that makes you go crazy, something to possess which, makes you so lustful, you are able to see the true nature of it. That I am defining that it is very good, but not necessarily it will be very good for me or it will be good for me tomorrow. It is good, it is the nature of it to be good, but not necessarily I need to have it. There are a lot of beautiful things in this world, lot of tasty things in this world, lot of melodious things in this world, lot of wonderful things in this world. Not necessarily I need to have it. If it is in my path, I will have it. And whatever I am experiencing is not going to be ultimate. So understand that how much ever wealth you earn, how much ever, beautiful things you experience, it will finally just be a memory in the mind. You cannot enjoy it forever. Because the purpose of life is not bhog in this life. The purpose of the life is to use this life to realize your true self. आप इस दुनिया को भोगने नहीं आए हो, आप दुनिया के कारण खुद को पहचानने आए हो. इसमें फंसोगे तो मरोगे, सफरिंग. और जब इससे निकलोगे, you will connect to your true self. और तभी सारी प्रैक्टिसेस होती हैं. And to reach this state, which is called Kevalya, which is called aloneness, Patanjali Yog Sutra has told Eightfold path. Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pratyahar, Pranayam, Dharan, Dhyan, Samadhi. In Chakra Yoga also, we advocate the Eightfold path of the 8 chakras. The Mooladhar Chakra, the Swadhisthana Chakra, Manipur Chakra, Anahat Chakra, Vishuddha Chakra, Agya Chakra, Sahasrara Chakra and Rit Padma Chakra. Once you realize the lessons of the chakra, right? Once you realize who I truly am, what is the nature of life, you will be able to come out of these ritis, these entanglements of the mind, and you can connect to your true state. And that is the final purpose of meditation. Now, there are basically 4 techniques of meditation. It is not independent that I can use this, I can use this. You will actually have to use all of them. And what are the 4 techniques of meditation? First technique is concentrative meditation. In this, you focus your mind onto a point and you tune off everything else. You can focus on your breath, on a word or a mantra, with or without a japmala. You can focus on a flame, or you can focus on an object of visualization like a dot. The ultimate purpose is whenever the mind will wander, you will see when it has wandered and gently bring it back. With this, you train your muscles of attention and awareness. Right? You train your muscles to actually point to where you want to focus on. So that is the concentrative meditation. This many of you must be doing, and this is the one with which you start. The second stage is mindful or receptive meditation. In this technique, you just sit and observe your thoughts without getting involved in them or without wanting to experience them. Like you will observe what this person said to me. Okay, he said. What will happen to my job? Yeah, what will happen to my job? I have to go here, go there. Yeah, I have to go and go there. Your mind will keep on chapar, talking. And in this technique, you just see the thoughts, just see them. Don't do anything, don't participate. People are fighting. Mind is complaining. Mind is judging. It is telling this thing is so wonderful. Okay, mind is there. And you let the thoughts pass. In this technique, you start with a scan of your body from top to bottom or toe to top. And just scan and see whether I have any stress, any tightness, any pain, but don't get involved. Yeah, there is a stress, there is a tightness, there is a pain. Yeah, okay, don't get involved. So in this technique, you are able to separate the self and you are able to see that how the mind puts judgment on everything that you are experiencing. You will observe every time the mind is judging. You can observe how it is giving good, bad, right, wrong, pleasant, unpleasant, for me, not for me. Many times the basic reason you introduce yourself because you want to know she's my enemy or she's my friend. Because the mind fears survival. It wants to see I'm safe or not with this person. How much I should go ahead with this person. So you can notice the working of the mind and you can detach from it and you can see that it's totally needless. The person is who he is and I can handle. It judges so much because it fears I cannot handle. But when you connect to yourself, you can handle everything because that is your true intelligence. The third technique or the third stage is generative meditation. In generative meditation, you generate feelings, maybe of love, of kindness, compassion, happiness, and you feel them because they are your true nature. If you feel something for a long time, you will start resonating with it and it will become your nature. That is the third technique. And the fourth technique, right, is the contemplative meditation. For contemplative meditation, you should be an expert in the previous three. You should have enough concentration, enough mindfulness, enough generative. Then you can do this contemplative meditation. What do we do in this? This is a reflective meditation. It is like a spiritual interrogation. It's like a spiritual interrogation where you focus on some idea, query, fear, belief, thought, and you keep on focusing on it and you do so much of query about it, which is generally neti neti. I'm not this, I'm not this. Right? And as you do it, you remove the clouds of emotions around it. It could be anxiousness, it could be hopelessness, it could be fear, it could be thrill. When you remove the cloud of emotions, a small inner voice of wisdom will awaken, and it will tell you the true nature of that thought or the belief or the fear. So the technique is this only, contemplative. You have to go into meditation with a fear or a belief, and you have to find a solution so that it is not one of the thoughts in your mind. Or जैसे people meditate, their mind starts getting very clear. Most of the good meditators, they don't have thoughts. Occasionally one thought will come like this and it will go, that's it, no thought. So because of this, they are better listeners, their mental clarity is very good, they are able to perceive situations better, they are able to solve problems better. Now what are the requirements to meditate? As I said that in today's time, meditation is not a luxury, it is not for few people. It is a necessity if you want to live, survive and live without pain. Meditation करने वाले को health issues नहीं होती है, नहीं. You can come out of any health issue through meditation. Because any disease manifests in your body because there is some lesson you are not learning at all. Because क्या होता है? First the chakra gets blocked, right? Then you start having, first emotional problems and physical problems. Now you are not still addressing it. Then it will become a disease. Then now you need to go to some expert. So what are the basic requirements, of meditation? What I will like to classify the basic requirements of meditation is ahar, achar and vichar. Your food habits, your discipline and your behavior. To be a good meditator, you have to watch what you put in your mouth. You cannot be having any addiction. You cannot be drinking, right? Having any addictive substance. Smoking also you have to cut. Alcohol to not possible at all. Because if you are into addictions, how can you connect to the soul? So one is the ahar. And not only addictive, you have to even come out of junk food. You have to come out of eating that processed food, right? Because right now you are not noticing. But once you become a meditator, you are in such a heightened state of awareness that you can notice what part of you is sleeping. You are so awake in meditation. So you cannot have these foods which actually pull out the prana from your body. Second is achar, discipline. A meditator cannot be a person who is watching television till 2 o'clock in the night. You have to sleep on time and you have to wake up on time. You have to find that time for yourself. And third is vichar. To meditate, it is very important to be a good person. You cannot hurt people, you cannot abuse people, you cannot be not ethical or you cannot be unethical or immoral and think that you can meditate. Not possible. Meditation is your inner cleansing. Meditation is the path of self-realization and your purpose in this birth is self-realization. आप इस दुनिया में पैदा ही हुए हो टू सेल्फ रियलाइज. और जैसे जैसे आप खुद को समझते जाओगे, खुद को पहचानते जाओगे, वैसे ही आप खुद को रिफ्लेक्ट करते जाओगे. और जैसे जैसे आप रिफ्लेक्ट करोगे, आपके आसपास का वातावरण will become exactly as you are. You are going to reflect yourself from the unique role play you are sent in this world. It is very important to realize that what is your true purpose in this life और उससे विमुख मत हो. अगर आप सोचोगे ये दुनिया रियल है, you will suffer. You have to realize that what is the reality of this world. It is a playground for you to realize yourself. And for that, meditation is the path. Meditation is the key to seeing the ignorance of this world, to see through the illusions of this world, to shatter the definitions of this world, to shatter the clouds of this world, and to understand the true nature of reality. Now, how to meditate? How to meditate? First thing is, you have to fix a seat for your meditation. Okay, you can sit on a comfortable, there is a meditation seat. Next, how long should you meditate? You should meditate for at least 45 minutes in one session. Because lesser than this, there is no use, because your mind will not come at rest. The mind requires minimum 27 minutes to calm down. This is called a ghadi. So, taking into account the extra time needed for you to, settle down and not be so jittery and not be so distracted, you should keep a time of 45 minutes for one session. You can do it once a day or you can do it twice a day. Avoid doing meditation if your stomach is full. Right? So you cannot just do immediately after lunch or immediately after breakfast. So best thing is do it as soon as you wake up and then start your day. And if you have got the luxury to do meditation another time, second time, then do it in the evening around sunset. You cannot do when it is very late in the evening, otherwise sleep will set in. So you can do around sunset, is no problem. Try to do it at the same time every day, because we are prone to habit. Your mind will automatically start going in a meditative mode if you do it the same time. You should wear very comfortable clothing, because the clothing should not distract you or disturb you. You can do concentrative meditation with a japamala if you want. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha. You are praying to that divine light which is in all the different lokas. Bhur Bhuvah Swaha. Tat Savitur Vareniyam. मतलब मैं वो सवितुर का वरण करता हूँ. Savita is the sun god. Bhargo Devasya. Bhargo means light. Devasya, God. Bring that light of the gods into me. Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat. So that I meditate on that light of the gods so that you may illuminate my intellect. So it is the most powerful mantra for contemplation. Suppose आपके मन में कोई भी फियर हो, आपके मन में कोई भी क्वायरी हो, आपके मन में कोई भी एंगर हो, कोई भी इमोशन हो. If you listen to the Gayatri mantra and focus on that, right, it will take 45 minutes. Actually, for a very good meditator, it takes 27 minutes, which is a ghadi. Otherwise, it will take 45 minutes to throw the light and destroy the darkness and tell you the true nature of that. So, meditation is for everybody, is very important, right? That you have to take out that much time and then you have to do your dharma and karma. That you have to do. But take out this time for yourself every day.